Go ahead, Coach.
Lil, L-I-L apostrophe. Yes, sir.
Appreciate you,
It's
Coach.
my SMU education.
I know.
Coach?
Oh, I'm a stickler for names. I apologize. No offense.
No, I'm taking.
What a college football game, huh? That was really fun. Unbelievable atmosphere. Our fans were incredible. Their fans were too. That's a hell of a football team. Really, really good football team. That quarterback is special. A couple of those wideouts are special. They run the ball very, very well. And I was proud of us, obviously, to take the lead. And then, we shot ourselves in the foot a little bit in the fourth quarter. But there was zero negativity. There was zero bad body language. There was zero hanging of heads. Everybody was positive. Everybody knew we had plenty of time on the clock. We had done a 2-minute drill to start Tuesday practice the last 3 weeks, needing a field goal. And every time the one offense has gone down against the two defense and put our kicker in position to kick it, and he's made it every time. And as Sam said, I don't want to steal his thunder, he told our team after the game in the locker room that, when you practice something, it shows up in the games. And just tremendously proud of the way that our guys prepare and the way that they handled the ebbs and flows of this game. And excited to go celebrate tonight and understand that this one on the stat sheet, obviously for our seniors, for our university, it means a lot. But on the win-loss record, it doesn't count any more than the win in Manhattan, Kansas, and we know that. And we've got some long-range goals that we needed to take this next step to get towards, and happy we did.
Jake?
What does it say about Sam for him to play so well now twice in this environment, and then when things were kind of going south on you there in the fourth quarter, for him to stabilize things and put together that game-winning drive?
Yeah, the guy prepares like a pro. I mean, he's great. There's nobody that would ever question the way that he prepares. And, the guy's played in some big ball games already this year and has played really well in those games. And so I don't think anybody was surprised to see him do what he did. And I think, like you said, the first 3 quarters were very impressive. But maybe that last drive was the most impressive to me because when we had really given up a lot of the energy, and certainly in a tie ball game to let them back in, for him to then go shut the door with his teammates, I thought says a lot about his grit.
Sam, you sat up here a year ago and we're trying to find the words, and I think you said something to the effect of, "I'm glad I have 3 more of these." How much did you stew over this for the last year, and what does it mean to you, and what are the emotions for you to win this game?
Yeah, to be a part of this tradition and play in such an incredible rivalry is a blessing, and I'm reminded of that every year. It's definitely a game that we have circled every year as well. It means a lot to us. We were coming up in the elevator, us players, and I told them that it feels a lot better coming up right now than it did last year. So, I still can't put to words how incredible this rivalry is, and to be a part of it, I honestly can't.
Brian?
For Tom and Sam, guys, Coach, you joked about it last year. It's not quarterback draw; it's quarterback power.
Right.
But while it sounds funny, it seems like it's a mindset you want established with both you and him, and for both of you. Is that what it is? It's a mindset. Quarterback power is you making things happen and forcing the action.
Yeah, a lot of our success on short yardage and goal line came on quarterback sweep, but our QB runs, for the most part, are downhill runs. You're talking about a 6'2", 235-pound guy that can move a little bit and has the toughness and strength that he has. It would be foolish not to use him in those scenarios. And 3 touchdowns rushing the football and 2 throwing to account for 5 touchdowns in a game like this is pretty impressive.
Sam, what do you think about that?
I think it.
You're running today overall.
Yeah, I think it just works well within our offense. In those certain situations in short yardage, they're going to man guys up to load the box. And so when we have an extra blocker with our running back, it helps everything out a ton. Just schematically, it works out. And I think the guys trusted me to go get that 1 yard, and I trusted myself to do that as well.
Dennis?
Tom, when you hear the term Texas is back, what does that mean today? What does that mean in the future? And is it true?
I'm going to tread lightly on this one, Dennis. I don't. It's irrelevant to us, I think, is probably the best way to put it. We're not so concerned about where people think Texas is. We're concerned about where we, the players in that locker room. I see LJ nodding his head over here, and that means the world to me. I see Sam and Charles doing the same. The people in that locker room, the coaches and players, are the people whose opinions matter the most to us. And like any family, those are the people that we have to answer to on a daily basis, with our work ethic, with our determination, with our sacrifice. And so it would be foolish for me to not understand the big picture. We've taken some really big steps here the last few weeks. I'm not going to deny that. I'm not going to downplay that for these players. They have taken some very important steps in this program's development and its progress, but we're going to worry about the opinions of the people in that locker room first and foremost.
Yeah, Sam, what was going through your mind when Dicker, a high school rival, setting you guys up like that and eventually winning the game for y'all?
I had full confidence in him. We had done, like Coach said, we had done that situation for the past 3 weeks at the beginning of practice, and he hasn't missed yet. So, I mean, seeing what he did in high school, playing against him, watching him kick pregame when I was hurt, I knew I knew he was very special, and he's proven that so far this season. So, I mean, tremendous job for him.
Sam, not only the game-winning drive that led to the field goal, but also the first drive of the third quarter after Oklahoma had some momentum heading into the locker room. What was the talk about needing to come out strong the start of the second half and regain some momentum?
Yeah, always. It's something that we've talked about as an offense is we always want to score on the first possession, and we did that in both halves. It's a great confidence builder for that half, and to be up by 2 scores at that point in the game, I think really solidified our confidence and helped our momentum roll into the second half.
Coach, a word you always use is effort, that you always want to see effort from your guys. You say that every single week. When you see a 3rd and 20 and you see LJ, fighting for extra yards and everyone's pushing him forward, when you see Sam fighting for extra yards or Charles, just tell me about the energy and tell me your satisfaction with that mentality being implemented.
Thank you for mentioning that play. That to me was the play of the game. The play of the game. We throw a tunnel screen just to get, common wisdom says, 3rd and 20, let's not be silly with the football. We've got a lead. Let's add some yardage to our punt and maybe pin him inside the 10-yard line and play defense. And L.J. Humphrey, one of the toughest guys we have on this football team, after we scored that series, we even said on the headset, I hope Sam remembers, we said that's a culture play right there, because I think it set up 4th and 2. We got it, and I think we scored a touchdown to end the drive. And if there's one compliment that a coach can get from people that understand football and have put the pads on or put a whistle around their neck, or have become experts of the game, it is, you guys play really hard. It's probably the biggest compliment you can pay a coach, is your guys play really, really hard. And we may not always be the most talented, we may not always be the deepest, but with our effort and our purpose and the reason and the why that we play, we're capable of doing a lot of things. And thank you, LJ, for showing everybody, what our culture is about. And it was big.
Tom, can you talk about your rhythm as a play caller? You scored on 7 of your first 8 drives. And for LJ, can you talk about how Sam is, no interceptions, last 5 games, sustaining drives and just, moving this offense?
Yeah, I mean, the credit goes to the gladiators in the arena. These guys are the ones that make plays work. They're all designed to score. Maybe the kill the clock play and QB sneak maybe are the two that aren't designed to score. They're all designed to score. And these guys played their tails off in terms of the execution of our offense. And it was really, really fun to see them have the kind of success that they had early in the game. LJ.
I mean, Sam in practice, he's been showing us every day that basically he's a poised quarterback. He's a great leader, and it's just translating to the field. So.
Tom, Brian Smith, Eastern Chronicle. After that first loss of the season, you guys have 5 consecutive wins, 3 against top 25 teams. Do you think you get this win this way without building the season the way it's built, and to have those previous victories to set this up?
I don't know about the previous victories. I think those were all important steps for our program. A traditional power like USC and coming in the top 25, incredible home atmosphere that night to kind of set the standard for what home games at Texas are going to be like in the future. Obviously, to beat TCU, a conference opponent, to open the conference season, to go on the road in Manhattan, Kansas, to win there for the first time in 16 years. So all of those are important steps. But I would point to the first game. And when we got in that locker room and the Sunday team meeting after that, we talked to each other, and there was no finger pointing. There was really nobody was mad. We were disappointed in the way that we coached, disappointed in the way that we played, but we all understood that game was not going to define our season. But how we respond to that game would, and learn from the mistakes that we made in that game and make sure that they don't happen again. And thus far, I think we've responded tremendously, really have.
LJ, how much pride do you take in yards after catch, and can you take us through that play from your perspective?
I take a lot of pride in it. I feel like it just shows you how tough you can be. And, that play, I just got the ball. And, like Coach always preaching at practice, get vertical. So I just got vertical and just dropped my pads. And my team was helping me. So it's a great play.
Tom, right here. 2 things for you. One, the guy who gave you those last 3 points, I'm blanking on what his name is. I was wondering if you could help me remember that. What does that do for the confidence you have in him, especially as a young kicker, and doing what he was able to do today? And also just generally, how good does it feel to beat your main rival in this program?
We've always had confidence in our kicker. I mean, he is. I know he missed 2 of his last 3 heading into this game, but I don't know that there's a kicker on the planet that's ever not missed. But he corrected the technical mistakes that he made. I think it bears noting that was a true freshman deep snapper snapping to a true freshman holder with a true freshman kicker kicking it through the uprights. Hello, in this game, right? And obviously, I mean, that's a scenario where there is no they're not playing for the fake either. they're rushing everybody, and the other 8 guys on that unit did a tremendous job blocking. But our confidence in our kicker is sky high right now. And then, how good does it feel? Feels really good for this guy sitting right here, this senior, been through a lot. The other seniors on this team that have been through a lot, they've earned this. They've earned this. And this was certainly not given to them. This was not bestowed upon them just by signing at the University of Texas. They've had a pretty bumpy ride to get to this point. And it means the world to me that I was a small part in giving them this joy that they can take long after they've left the University of Texas.
In the back.
Yes, Sam. Can you talk about the interaction you and Kyler had after the game?
Yeah, I went to congratulate him after the game. You know, tempers were high just because of the situation in the game for both of us. I was just going to say good game and pay my respects. He's a tremendous player.
Kevin.
Tom, Kevin Sherrington, Dallas Morning News. You talked earlier about the goals you have for this team. I want to know, what were those goals starting out, and have they changed any at this point from where y'all sit right now?
No. Our goal is to go 1-0 every week. You know, when we beat TCU, I remember saying in the locker room that Saturday night, you're 0-0 against Kansas State with a chance to go 1-0. We got 12 guaranteed one-game seasons. That's it. That is it. And they all need to be tackled with that kind of fervor, that kind of singularness of purpose and focus, because this league is, and us, we're not. Again, I'll tell you this: we're not good enough to play not our best and beat a lot of people. And this league is really, really good. And you got to play all 9. You know, we play 11 Power 5 opponents this year. So we got to bring it each and every week, and we try to compartmentalize those weeks as best we can. But you know, big picture, I think I've always said, and these guys have, we want to be, you know, in the conversation and contention for the Big 12 championship, you know, come late November.
Coach Steve Hable from Horns Illustrated, and Charles as well. No turnovers again, 3 weeks in a row. You guys got to be pumped about that. What exactly are you doing to hold on to the ball? I mean, maybe. And Charles, talk about Murray. How you were able to stop him for 3/4 of the game, pretty much limit him to throwing the ball and not running the ball.
Again, there's 2 demands in our program. We'll coach everything else. We'll coach technique. We'll coach assignment. We'll coach everything under the sun. The 2 things that we demand are effort and ball security. And if you don't protect the football, it's going to be very hard for you to see the field. And so I don't think it's anything special other than it is, you know, in our plan to win, the first one says play great defense, which is accomplished by all 3 phases. You know, for the offense, it's getting 2 first downs. For the special teams, it's jogging out and punting them deep in their own territory. And then obviously defense, holding them as best as possible. But the very next one, it says win the turnover battle. And we've done a pretty good job here of late of doing that, and I would expect it to continue because we demand it in our program.
Man, we just had a great game plan. Coach Orlando, you know what I'm saying, put on Tuesdays, we always come in and we get the script of what we're going to do, and everybody bought into it. We knew that we were going against a guy that can fly. When he sees the lane, he's going to go, and everybody just knew that they had to do their assignment. And as far as defensive linemen, we knew that we had to stay on the rush lanes, because if we try and freestyle out there and do our own thing, he's going to go. And as y'all seen, the guy can run with anybody. So just a credit to everybody doing their job, everybody buying in, and knowing that we had one purpose, and nobody was out there trying to do their own thing.
Kirk, last question.
Yeah, Kirk Bowles from the Austin American. Tom, I know you're big on 1-0, but would you agree this has the feel of a get over the hump kind of game? And is this team capable of getting in the CFP mix?
What was the second part of that? Was this team capable of what?
Getting in the college football playoff mix.
Oh man, I won't even begin to think about that. But yes, we are a 1-0 mentality group, and when we wake up tomorrow, this game, winning this game, is going to have no effect on our performance against Baylor next week. We'll have none. And when we wake up tomorrow, we will be 0-0 against Baylor for the 2018 season. Again, I'm very aware. I do not think getting over the hump. I don't think that. That would mean we defined where the hump was. But I do think it's important that we continue to take these steps in our program's progress and development. And I'm proud of these guys for doing that each and every week, of taking the steps that we need to.
Okay, thank you all.
Thank you.